Hi, wonderful students. I hope you are having a lovely day so far. Today we're going to learn something called resiliency. Do you think you could say that word? It's pretty tough. Resiliency. So I'm going to read you a story and we're going to hopefully learn something new about how to, resiliency is kind of like bouncing back. Okay? All right. What happens if you throw a bouncy ball onto the ground? I think you all know. It bounces, right? Boing, boing, boing. What about if you throw an egg onto the ground? What do you think happens? I hope not a lot of you know what happens. I mean, you can think maybe what happens, but I hope not a lot of you have thrown eggs on the floor is what I really mean. It goes splat. Ay, 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 what a mess, huh? Everyone has problems sometimes. Sometimes you get paired with someone you don't particularly like. Sometimes your pencil keeps breaking or you have a bad hair day. Sometimes you're feeling super tired and sleepy. Sometimes you get in trouble or you get made fun of or you have a new teacher or substitute. When we have problems, we can choose to be like bouncy balls and bounce back. I can handle this, boing. Or we can choose to go splat like an egg when something bad happens. Bouncing back when you have a problem means not letting the problem keep you down and upset. It means bouncing back to being your awesome self. And who doesn't want that? Going splat when you have a problem is a lot like getting stuck in your feelings and stuck in the problem. Let's look at some examples of how kids bounce or splat when they have problems at school. One day, Miss Williams gave 2 of her students a reminder to stop talking and get to work. I need you both to turn your voices off and focus on your work, she said. I wasn't talking, said James, and then he pouted. That's a splat. Okay, said Miriam, and then she got to work. And that's a boing, that's a bounce. On another day, Marcus was grabbing the papers out of people's hands when the teacher asked him to collect them, and some of them ripped. Hey, he snatched my paper, shouted Malaya as she pointed to Marcus. That's a splat response. Edwin just shook his head and kept working. That's a boing, a bounce. So we always want to make sure we're bouncing and we're not splatting like the egg. Miss Carlos began to give her class a spelling test. It was the trickiest one yet this year. First word, number 1, is frustrated. That's a tough word, huh? Frustrated. Benjamin told himself, I'll never be able to do this, and he put his head down. That's a splat reply. Mackenzie told herself, I'll just try my best, and got to work. That's boing. Here's the deal. You get to choose whether you bounce or splat when you have a problem. No one else makes that decision for you. It's up to you. So you can choose to bounce or you can choose to splat, and it's your choice. Which one will you choose to do? I hope it's bouncing. So hide under your desk? I hope not. Remind yourself that you are strong enough to handle anything. That sounds like a good bouncy reply. Tell yourself I can handle this. That's another good bouncy reply. Tell yourself, I am in control of me and my feelings. Those are bouncies. Tell yourself, I will be okay. That's a bouncy. Pout and whine. I think that's a splat. That's a splat. Put your head down and refuse to talk. What do you guys think? Is that a splat or a bounce? You're right, it's a splat. Take some deep breaths. That's a bounce. Tell yourself, my day is ruined. Splat. Sit at your desk and do nothing. Splat. Shake hands with the person you're mad at. That's a good bounce one. Ask for help. Bouncy. How will you bounce? Some ways to bounce back is to breathe in and out. You breathe in, out. Look at the little girl with the balloon. That's like your belly or your lungs. You breathe in and it's like a big balloon. And out. And there's good old True at the bottom, taking deep breaths too. Another fun way that I like to practice taking breaths is we take our hand and we follow it. So we start here at the thumb, and as we go up, we inhale. And as we come down, we exhale. Then you do it again. And you should be ready to bounce right back into your work. Remember, you can do this. You are in control of you and your feelings, and you won't let it ruin your day. Lovely, lovely to be able to present to you all, and I hope you learned something about bouncing back, or remember that tricky word, resiliency. Make sure you make bouncy choices and not splatty choices. Have a wonderful day and make good choices today.